So we have, how many duck eggs do we have?
12.
12 duck eggs. And what we're going to try and do with these duck eggs?
Hatch them.
Hatch them, Joseph. What do you think we're going to do with the eggs?
Put them in the machine.
Put them in the machine. Eva, what's the machine called?
The incubator.
The incubator. So what we're going to do now, before we put them in the incubator, is first of all, we're going to give each of them a letter of the alphabet. Did you count them? How many is there?
And they were all together 12.
Altogether 12, that's good counting. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to give them a letter of the alphabet, and Eva's going to write down what colour they are, yeah? And then we're going to write down the letter. The eggs, we have to be very
Careful.
Very careful. This one's quite dark green, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is the darkest green one, Eva. You might want to write that down. And we're going to give this one up here a letter. What letter is that, Joseph? It's an A. Letter A. Okay, so A is darkish green, Eva. The next one is
B.
B. And the reason we're going to put the letters on is we'd like to know when the ducklings arrive, if they hatch, which ducklings came from which colour, just because we're interested, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay, so keep them pointy side down. What comes after B, Shawnee?
C.
And gentle. What's next, Joseph?
D.
D, good boy. These are all pale green, Eva. A, B, C, D.
E.
E. Okay.
F.
F's a little bit smaller, Eva. Aren't you? See how F's a little bit smaller than all the rest? Yeah, so we've got A, B, C, D, E are all quite large green ones, and then maybe a medium size. What comes after F? G. G's a bit paler, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a medium sized one and it's a little bit paler. Okay, that was G. Take it back in carefully. H next. Like in your name. Why, what's your name?
I think there will be two.
How do you spell your name?
Because that one is kind
Good boy.
of a bit.
You think what, Sean?
I think that one will be a boy because it looks kind of brown.
Maybe. It feels lighter. That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
This one's going to be what's after H is I. I is pale, either pale brown, and it's a little bit lighter. We've never done this before, so we don't really know, do we? What comes after I? I know this letter. What's that? J for?
Joseph.
For Joseph.
Wasn't it?
H-I-J. And we've got another green one, Eva. K. K.
L.
Good boy. We haven't got a suffer, Sean, because we ain't got that many, have we?
No.
What do we do next?
We need to put
Eva, tell me.
We need to put a 0 and a dot on both
A
sides.
0 and an X, one on each side.
Yeah.
Yeah, and why are we putting a 0 and an X? Do we know?
No.
Eva, can you tell everybody why we're putting a 0 and
Because
an X?
when we turn them over, we need to know where we are up to.
Okay, so we're going to put a 0 on one side and an X on the other. And then when it's time to turn the egg over, we'll turn it from an X being on the top to a 0 being on the top. And then back to an X on the top. And then we might turn it the other way. Why do we keep turning them over, Eva?
So we don't get too stuck to the egg.
Yeah, so as the duckling starts to develop and grow, it doesn't just grow at the bottom, because if I left it like that for the whole 28 days, it'd just grow down there and it'd get really stuck. So if we keep turning it, so if we go like X and then 0, then X and then 0, it just means the duck starts to develop nice and evenly in the egg. Yeah, we'll do the first one?
Yeah.
The first one, Grandma's going to put a 0 on that side. Is that a 0?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, in a minute then. Grandma's doing the next.
And then
Oh, okay, so then we're going to place it back in. Like that. And we're going to do this one. 0. In a minute on the next one then. Oh, it's a dirty one, isn't it? Dirty, dirty duckling.
That one will be dirty.
Okay, maybe it's a dirty duckling. Okay, I'm going to hold it. Do you want to do one, Joseph?
Yeah.
I'll do the 0.
And I do the egg.
Okay, you can't press too hard because Grandma's got to hold the egg. And look, Alex. Go like that. And like. Wow.
Yeah.
Very good at.
I'm going to do the 0 because it's not holding it.
Yeah.
Show me can you doing it. She's going to press quite hard. And small. Over here, like this. It's there like Grandma did. Good boy. And cross. Excellent. That's the spot. Okay.
Now it's Eva's
You would
turn.
you like to do one on your own? Got the egg nice and secure. Nice. Go over it a couple of times. Do a nice 0. Okay. This is our incubator. What does an incubator do?
It heats up the eggs so they grow.
It heats up the egg and it does what, Joseph?
Hatches the egg.
It hatches the eggs into ducklings.
The mummy, the ducklings, and the eggs.
That's a good answer, isn't it? So what does the mummy normally do?
Sit on them.
And what happens when she sits on the eggs?
She warms them.
She warms them and keeps them nice and warm and yeah, wet. So in here, in our incubator, we've got some water, and that water makes it something called humid. And humid means there's a little bit of mist and steam in there, and that just keeps the eggs nice and moist, so they don't go too dry. Because if they go too dry, they might crack, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is our incubator that our good friend Gillian's lent us. We're very thankful to Gillian, aren't we, for lending it to us. Okay, so it's called a Brinzy Octagon Eco. Okay, so we're going to take the lid off. We've been warming this since yesterday, haven't we?
Yeah.
We put it on to heat up and all night, and now it's at a nice temperature. It's got a thermometer inside, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And we've checked the temperature, and the light's flashing on the top, and that tells us it's at the right temperature. 1.5 Celsius, that's what our thermometer says, okay? So we're going to lift this off now, but we have to do it reasonably quickly because we don't want it to get too cold. Okay, so I'm going to tell each of you when you can put an egg in, okay?
Yeah.
So Grandma will put the first couple in and get them in a nice position, and then I'll let you all put one in, okay?
Yeah.
Alright, so let's take the lid off. Let's talk about what the incubator does. So there's the lid. So then we've got a tray. Can everyone see the tray?
Yeah.
This is a tray where we're going to put our eggs. It's out. And you see in here, got some areas for water. Can everybody see?
No.
Let's spin the camera so the camera can
now
see.
I can see.
This has got water in. You see? You
Is
hear
it
it?
warm? Yeah.
Is it warm? So we've put the water in there. We've not put any water in here yet. That's because we have to fill this one just before it's a hatch. Okay, so we've got water in there. That's what the instructions said. Just fill one of them. So we've done that. Okay, and then that's nice and safe. And what Grandma's going to do now is put the first eggs in. So egg number A is going to sit in there. Okay, and then B is going to sit in there. A little bit tight, that one. We might have to move it over one. What we want to do is get these bars. That's it.
Right.
Yeah, we want to get these bars so that they're holding it, but not too tight. Because with this, we can either let the machine do the turning or we can do the turning. But what we're going to do is we're going to do the turning, aren't we?
Yeah.
Is everybody going to remember to turn them?
Yes.
So we're going to put the 0 upwards, okay?
Yeah.
So we're going to put C in with the 0 upwards. Joseph, would you like to put the letter D in with the 0 upwards? So very carefully, 2 hands. Very carefully, 2 hands. Put it into there. Place it in gentle with the 0 upwards. Good job. Well done. So let Sean in a little bit and see if Sean can put E in with the 0 upwards. Nice and gentle. Really gentle. It's a big one, isn't it? Okay, well done. And then Eva, can you fit F in at the end with a 0? Let's see if it fits. They might be too big. Okay, so they were a little bit tight, weren't they? And we didn't want to press the eggs too hard and break them, did we? So I think what we're going to do, because we're going to turn them ourselves, is we've took that bar out so it's not too tight. But now I've got my alphabet all confused. Oh no. Who knows the alphabet?
Me. Me. A.
Okay, go on, Joseph, you tell me A.
B, C, D.
Oh, that's not E, is it? Take that one carefully. Where's E? E. Wait a minute then. E. And then we're going to put, what's after E, Sean?
F.
F. Let's put F back in there. Very carefully. And then what's after F? Think, carry on.
Z.
Hey.
H. H. I. J. K. L.
Wow.
Yay.
Okay, so we'll put the lid back on now. We're going to get them nice and warm. Okay, lid back on. Wait a minute. Let's go. Ready? Put it tight. And they're all safe. And we're going to start day 1 on our chart. We're going to record day 1. And then we've put some times, 3 times in the day when we're going to turn the eggs. And then each time we go in, we're going to check the temperature. We're going to check the humidity. And we're going to check whether it's got the X or the 0 and whether we've turned it left or turned it right. So we're going to write those down each time, and we're going to do it 3 times a day, and that's going to be your jobs, okay? Okay, so do we know how many days it is since we put the eggs into the incubator? Joseph, do we know what day it is today for the ducklings?
Day 5.
Day 5, good boy. So now it's day 5, we get to have a special little look inside them. Can you remember what that light's called, Sean?
A candle.
A candler, good boy. What does a candler do, Eva?
It lets you look inside the egg to see if there's a heartbeat from the duckling.
To see if the ducklings are growing and if there's anything in the egg. Should we start to have a look and see what's in the eggs?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Beans. Or can we just see orange?
Just orange.
Orange.
Just orange. Yeah, I can't see anything. Can you see the top? At the top there's an air sac. See the sac of air?
Yeah.
No vein yet, is there?
No.
No. Okay, I'm going to put an X on that one. Ready? See. Oh, can we see here? Can you see its heart beating?
Yeah. So we can tick
The heartbeat. The heartbeat there.
We can have a duck inside.
Wow.
Only day.
You see it moving?